Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 16 in the NFL with Troy West from allplayswin.com. We're going to cover the interesting Baltimore-Houston game right now, and Troy West 20-12 against the spread this year in the NFL with us. Last year, over 57%, big sample size as well. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. I appreciate it. Yeah, 20-12, not bad considering the fact that, not always do you get your top choice, and oftentimes you just kind of do games just to do them. But small sample size, Pete, I really encourage people to come take a look at allplayswin.com. Just on fire with our top picks, winning week after winning week. And number one in customer service. I can't reiterate that enough. When you're out there shopping cappers, number one in both, Pete. Really encourage people to come take a look at allplayswin.com.
All right. Well, what are you apologizing for 20-12 against the spread for? Well, what would you expect from yourself? That's over 60%, right?
It is, but man, I actually think if you go back, and I'm not one to make excuses, but man, we've been backdoored on several of those 12 losses, Pete. Just last week alone, Carolina up 9 with a minute to go, and McCown runs one in from 20 yards out to make it a 2-point game. It's been happening numerous times this year, but hey, we expect dang near perfection at allplayswin.com. Pete, I want to be in the high 60% at the end of every season, and we expect to do that.
Okay, for me, lower 60s would be perfectly fine, but all right. Baltimore-Houston is the NFL game we're going to cover right now, and this game didn't have a lineup yesterday because of the quarterback situation for Houston, and now we know that you're not even going to get Tom Savage, right? Pretty much it's looking like Case Keenum is going to start this game for Houston. Houston's a 5 or 5.5 point home underdog. Total's 41 or 41.5. And it's tricky, right? Houston, for all their issues, for all their, weaknesses on offense, they did get a push at Indianapolis last week despite playing more than half the game with Savage at quarterback. They're still 8-5-1 against the spread overall on the year and 3-1-1 against the spread in their last 5 games since the bye. Ravens, obviously a good team, but, they didn't get the cover last week against the Jags. They're, a little bit worse on the road. They tend to take a dip on the road. And maybe I'm completely freaking crazy here, but even with Case Keenum at quarterback, obviously Keenum in general sucks, but I'm leaning Houston plus 5.5. What do you think about that, Troy West from allplayswin.com?
Yeah, initially, Pete, I thought that there was too many points for a home dog in the NFL, but I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
And one of the key reasons why is the Baltimore's weakness, Pete, is actually their secondary. And if you look at the way their secondary's played this year, it's been mediocre to below average. You bring in a guy like Case Keenum, Pete, you really have to simplify the offense. You just have to. You look at a guy that comes in, with that little of experience running this offense. I know he had some playing time and some starts last year, but to come in this late in the game this year, I can't see Keenum up to form. They're going to try to pound Foster. I think the Ravens have a good enough run stop, and I just got to go with Flacco. They've been putting up points. Baltimore needs this game in a bad way to stay in that contention race with the Bengals and the Steelers. Big game for the Ravens. I like the Ravens to get it done in this one. Keenum, I just can't buy it at this point to be signed onto a roster last week and then come in and expect big things from him. Don't think it's going to happen. I got to go with the Ravens.
I hear you, but Keenum does know the system. He started 8 games last year. They didn't win any of those games, but he started them.
You may have a point that he knows the system, but anybody that takes a year off, Pete, and hasn't been hit for a year, hasn't been throwing the ball consistently down the field, it's tough to come in, and especially against the Ravens defense that is going to lay some havoc out there. It's tough to do, Pete. The nerves hit home. It's tough to come in after, I think the last start he's made has been over 12 months. It's a really tough thing to do. I like to bet against that.
No, for sure. Who cares if you know the system if you suck complete ass? I hear you on that one. All right. Well, I think I'm going to stick with my pick, though. We're going to go head-to-head here. It is a split line right now. Houston plus 5 is a widely available number. So Troy West liking Baltimore minus 5, and I think I'm going to ride with Houston at plus 5.5. We'll see how this turns out. Thanks so much, Troy.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions,